Hello everybody, I'm doing this video in English because I have the ambition to raise the amount of subscribers on my channel from a mere 20 to at least 35. So yesterday this little fellow arrived. It's the X2-Pro Super Console, and this is one of those consoles you've probably seen online that has a lot of built-in games, or in this case on a memory card, and it comes with emulators as well. And I thought I'd just unbox it with you guys, and then I'll try it out some as well. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, here we have our user manual. And we also have two PlayStation 4 style controllers, but not with the symbols you associate with the Sony PlayStation controllers, probably to avoid copyright infringement, I'd say. Very lightweight, very plasticky, especially the what do you call them, shoulder buttons. But it will probably do the job. And here's our cordless receiver that I obviously put in the console, and I need me some AAA batteries, and luckily I picked up these just a few minutes ago. As I said, this is a very lightweight, sort of plasticky feel to it, but mind you, I paid $103 including shipping for this one, and it comes with 107,000 games, so two controllers included in that price. Not too bad, I'd say. So let's see what we have here. This is the console itself. But it looks kind of pretty, I'd say. It's about the size of an Apple TV hub, or what do you call them? And it has power button, power cord. It has what they call network cable connection, HDMI, and an AV output, as well as two USB ports, mainly for the receiver of the controller, I guess. And our memory card is here. It's for safety measures, I guess. They put a piece of tape on it to keep it safe in transit. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it's a regular mini. Are they called mini SD? I don't even remember, but you recognize the type of card. Here's an HDMI cable and some extra USB 3 ports. I guess this machine has some arcade games on it, and thus some of the games allow up to 4 players, and therefore this could come in handy, I guess. And here's our power supply, and as a Northern European person, namely a man living in Sweden, this will not work, obviously. I was in contact with the company that sells the console, and they told me that their EU electrical plugs were out of stock, but they would include an adapter, they say, and for no extra charge, actually. Very nice of them. But I understood that they would put them in the same package, which they didn't, so it hasn't arrived yet. So when I picked up my batteries, I also picked up this, which is a the world travels to Europe sort of adapter for wherever you come from to visit Sweden. You can buy one of these and your electrical supplies or whatever will work. So I'm just gonna plug this into right here, I guess. Is that it? There's no real difference in size between these two. It's either that doesn't work. Oh wait, that works as well. I'll have to look into which way it's supposed to go in there. Anyways, I'm just gonna start this up and try it out for myself for a while, and then I'll record me trying out some of the games on this system. And through the magic of video editing, which somebody will have to teach me, no time at all will have passed since you last saw me. So here goes. And just like that, I'm back, and I've hooked up my super duper X2-Pro Super Console. I have to read to remember what it's called. And I'm just going to switch it on, and you can see the awesome intro animation. Here we go. Looks kind of nice. I looked at another review of this online, and they complained that this boot up sequence takes about a minute of your life. And this is obviously only the second time I'm booting it up, so it hasn't bothered me that much yet. But I think it looks pretty good. Crisp, nice colors. And loading all the different systems there. Maybe you see one you like. And here we go. And pay attention to the bottom left corner. 107,798 games. I mean, blimey. Suppose I were to go in depth on one game each day for the rest of my life. I mean, that wouldn't even be half of them, right? Suppose you did that. I mean, there's a chance the universe is no longer here if you do that. I forgot to mention earlier this little fella, remote control, because you can use this. You can install different applications on it, and you'll see the various symbols for those. I picked up on Twitch and Discord and Facebook to begin with. And I'm just gonna turn the controller on for starters. Here we go. These are of course all the games, and then you can put favorites here. I haven't done so far. And then you see all the different systems. Let's go through them. Amstrad. I have no real experience with the Amstrad myself. GX4000. I wouldn't know what that is, even if my life depended on it, but I bet it's super duper cool. Arcade Classics. Just have a quick look there. If I understand it correctly, there are different systems that when you were in an arcade, or if an establishment had arcade machines, there were a few systems available. So Arcade Classics, I don't know if this it's just a collection of all-time popular games. I'm just gonna turn down the music volume. I hope that's better. So far I don't really recognize any. Let's continue till I do. Afterburner I recognize. I've been hanging over people's shoulders for many an hour to watch them play this. Air Assault, looks a bit Raiden-like, I'd say. Or is it the other way around? Alex Kidd. To me, that's a Sega title, but it might still be a Sega title on the arcade, but I meant specifically for the Sega home consoles. But nevertheless, Aliens 3. Alpha Mission. I recognize that as well. Altered Beast. Yes, some of these are of course available on home systems as well. But let's see if there's sort of a Double Dragon was one of my first loves. Oh, look at this! If you hold down for scrolling, eventually it speeds up and lets you know what combination of the first two letters you're currently at, so you can speed things up a bit. Oh, look at this Donkey Kong. But I don't know enough about Donkey Kong. Suppose you were to watch the... Oh, this is probably... No. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. But the original sort of protagonist of Donkey Kong is called Jumpman. It wasn't till later they changed that to Mario. But in the info text that's going... This must be a Nintendo license somehow anyway, because it mentions Mario here. Anyway. Double Dragon. This is the real stuff. Gonna have to try that. But you get a sense of how the menus look. Cave, Nadi, FB Alpha, I don't know, IGS. Probably another arcade system there. Irem. Irem for me is the company that makes R-Type among other titles, but maybe this is just their collection of arcade games. MAME is of course an emulation system for arcade titles. Sikio. Oh, well, probably a lot of arcade emulation going on here so far. Atari. That's Cubert, right? On the first Atari system, or is this the first one? Do they have International Karate Plus? That looked like the title picture for the system looked like IK Plus. Come on, speed up. We're still only at C, on the letter C. Let's take a moment to appreciate the music going in the background. I did try this on my own before I started to record, and I noticed that, the music from a level... I can't even English. The music from a level of Castlevania for Nintendo started playing. So I guess all these songs we're hearing are from different games, from different levels. Now let's see, is there an International Karate here? There isn't. Oh, bummer. I mean, that's clearly an image from International Karate. Oh, well, how about that? That's Legend of Zelda playing. Another Atari system, the Atari ST. Is Atari ST the one that's equivalent to the Amiga 500, maybe? Don't remember. I was never into the Atari because all my friends had either the Commodore 64 or later the Amiga. Lynx, and that's Toki. Toki is a monkey, I believe. He used to be a man. Well, technically we are apes, aren't we? Gonna have to look into that, but I have something other planned for when we have scrolled through all these systems. WonderSwan and WonderSwan Collar. That looks like a Final Fantasy title, but since they've already deceived us by putting International Karate on the Atari 800 system, was it? I don't trust them anymore. Usebox. That looks like Donkey Kong as well. Capcom CPS-1. These are probably arcade systems as well. And you've got your X-Men, your Avengers, your Street Fighter. Oh, Dr. Doom and Thor, and yeah, good stuff, good stuff. ColecoVision. I believe that was actually marketed as Intellivision in Sweden. The Commodore 64. Don't you love this system? And the Amiga. And that's Turrican. Great title, great music. The Amiga CD32, wasn't that a success? User instructions, can't have enough of those. The Odyssey 2, I actually had this system as when I was 10 or 11 years old, I believe. But in Sweden, maybe parts of Europe, it was marketed as, if I remember correctly, the Philips G7000 computer or something. But I've already tried out two titles: Munchkin, which is a Pac-Man ripoff, and Pickaxe Pete, which is a nice little game about a man with his pickaxe and a mineshaft. Okay, let's retract whatever I said earlier. ColecoVision is not the same thing as Intellivision. Or is it? Let's find out. The MSX or the MSX2, I believe they were marketed as Spectra Video in Sweden. And let's see if they have, what's it called? Can Do Ninja. Can Do Ninja. Look at this. We're gonna need to play this. I almost beat this level that we're looking at. But I failed on the last platform, and it's been haunting me ever since I was 9 or 10. Vectrex. That looks like almost like a portable system, but you probably had to put the cord into a wall socket. PC Engine. Is that sort of that system which all the cool kids imported from wherever? I don't know. There is a Castlevania title called, I believe, Rondo of Blood, which was released for this system. Let's see if that's on here. But I might be mixing up systems again. No Castlevania titles here. But this looks very much like one, right? Kadash is a platform action role-playing game. Yep. 4 character classes. I'm gonna have to study up on all of these systems for upcoming videos. PC Engine again. So it looks, if you look at the pictures at the bottom left corner, it looks like similar systems, but maybe this one has an optical disc. Super Graphics, unfamiliar, but I believe there was Bubble Bobble there, right? It's starting to piss me off. They put pictures there and then the actual games aren't there. Game & Watch. I need to show you this later because let's play one. My elder brother Eric, he had this one, and look how they've emulated this. This looks almost like at the bottom bottom of the screen you saw different systems. I believe those are the ones you can install and use your little remote for. Anyways, look at this. This is obviously a picture of the system in question, or it's I'm not much of a programmer. I need to speak with actual smart people like my friend Joachim or Nicholas about this. But this looks like somebody took a picture for each frame, and then I have no idea how they've done this, but oh, here we go. I started game B somehow. I mean, it looks like this is pretty much how good the animation was back in those days. But look, when I press right now, there's actually, it's like you're filming a pressing of the button, and now the left button. This has a lot of charm to it, I'd say. Oh, look at you, you poor bastard, you got stuck. And all of a sudden you got loose. And this was the height of gaming, sort of in the mid-80s, I'd say, before you had your Game Boys and your PlayStation Portables, your Nintendo DS's, your Lynxes, your Game Gears. What else? What other portable systems are there? Well, before we had cell phones at all, actually. A friend of mine had a lot of these. And I remember my brother Eric bought one of these. This one in particular. But I'm gonna stop it right there. Oh, this is how I see how my controller is mapped, and this looks nothing like the controller that was included in the system. But nevertheless, I started the game B by pushing one of the shoulder buttons. Yeah. Oh, I can actually. Oh, I don't have to. Oh, poor bastard! He was eaten by a shark. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. But quite charming way to display the system, right? I wish I could. I need to study up on how they've done that. When I asked the company about European electrical plugs, I was in contact with them through WhatsApp messaging app. I'm going to send them a message there and ask about this specifically, because I think it looks cute in a way. Family computer. This is the first version of the 8-bit Nintendo Entertainment System. I remember this from the biggest toy brand catalog. No, not the toy brand, but I can't even remember the name of it. But there was a catalog of toys from which you can order that was sent to most households in Sweden when I was a kid. And I remember this system and the regular, this one. They were on opposite sides, I believe, and I believe this one was a little bit cheaper. And this was way long before well, not very long, 1 or 2 years, but it seemed like an eternity back in those days. Maybe 3 years before I got my own system. And then I had forgotten all about that, because then was only that yellow box. But you have these titles that I've only ever played on the regular grey Nintendo Entertainment System. Oh, isn't that an Eminem song? Isn't Stan? Or that lady who guest sings on that track. Anyways. Kung Fu. Many of these games from this family computer system, I remember from those cassettes you could buy that you imported. They were like half of a NS NES cartridge, and then you had sort of this adapter that you put them in, and then you put them in your NES system, and then you could play millions and millions of games. No, but you could play something like 31 or 42 games or something like that, which was, of course, incredible at the time. When at the peak of my NES days, I owned 6 cartridges myself. Wrecking Crew. I wonder if this is one of those games where you actually need that mat. What's it called? Family Fitness or something? No. Wonderland Dizzy. But I have to take some of what I said back now, because many of these games I have played on the regular NES, but some of them... Oh, Wild Gunman. I wish I had a gun. Some of them I have only seen on these imported cartridges because they weren't released in Sweden or Europe. Maybe in mainland Europe they were. Let's see. When I went through these earlier, there's like a metric shit ton of games here, isn't there? Let's see, rock and roll, rock and bold, even mildly inappropriate. Rockman. I think of myself very much as Rockman, but Rockman is the Japanese name for Mega Man, I believe. And Punch Out. Where are you? Punch Out with the actual Mike Tyson in it, probably. Prince of Persia, cool. Predator. What else have we got here? Pirates. Sid Meier, I believe. Good stuff. Yeah, Pinball. Nintendo Pinball. They put this game they put on a cartridge and sold to people. Different times, my friends. Parodius. Not to be taken entirely seriously, I take it. I haven't played that. I've just seen the name before. Paperboy. Reminds you of an era when people actually subscribed to magazines. Pac-Man, good stuff. I believe Nintendo World Cup, good stuff. It's good stuff. What am I looking for? Yes. No, sorry. The one I'm looking for is not listed under the family computer. Let's go to the actual NES. And I need to take a look at what titles are the same on the family computer and on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Seems a lot more on the family computer. And there are, with almost 108,000 games in total, there has to be a lot of duplicates. Look at this, for example. There we have one. One down. 50,000 to go. Oh, Kid. Sorry about that. Kid Icarus. Good stuff. And this happens, I notice sometimes. There's a title and there's no preview and no info about it. Let's just, for the laugh of it, start it up and see what happens. Discord, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Larry and the Long Look for a Luscious Lover. It's one of the Luscious Larry games. 2014. Yeah, this is probably not suitable for family TV, so let's leave. That might be why there's no preview picture. Legend of Zelda Triforce of the Gods, China. A Chinese version of The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, but refashioned in an 8-bit mold then. Legendary Wings. Lemmings. Classic. Link no Boken, The Legend of Zelda 2. That might pose a problem. You might want to use your search function if you're looking for specific games, maybe. But this is fun too. Scrolling through everything. Load Runner, it's been a while. I remember playing some of them on those various cassettes, cartridges with many games on them. Logjammers, another game with no preview picture or info. Low G-Man. Does that mean he's in low gravity, or that he's on the lower rungs of the Federal Bureau of Investigations? Well, it actually says Low Gravity Man, so there you go. Lunar Ball, I've played that on one of those collection cartridges as well. How about I get to the point, actually? Mario Brothers, look at that. Mario's missing. So Luigi to the rescue, maybe? Or is it just the wrong color mapping? Mario Open Golf. Mario Runner, no info. Mega Man, the first one, the fourth and the sixth. But look, if you buy the system, just scroll down to R and look at the Rockman games. Rockman, not Rock Band. Metroid, good stuff. Mickey's Adventure, looks pretty good. Mighty Final Fight. And this one I remember, Milk and Nuts. But you showed me a preview picture before. Maybe I was looking at the same game on the family computer list. I remember this game, it's pretty good. Come on, where am I going with this? Here we go. Look at this. I had no idea Mortal Kombat was released. Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 and 4. I'm gonna have to 16 player. I'd like to see that. Gonna have to try them out. Mortal Kombat 1 was a milestone for me. This looks very much like Goro's Lair from Mortal Kombat 1, but it looks like Raiden is getting ready. Yeah, it says right there. Raiden, with a Y no less, is getting ready to slam right into Kano, right? Okay, let's Nintendo Entertainment System hacks, which is a list of games that somebody has put their own flair onto. Family computer disk system, some sort of expansion to the other system. Zelda no Densetsu. Is that the name of the first game? Game Boy. Very many cartridges. I'm gonna have to look into that. Original Tetris, for example, if only for the music. Oh, Super Famicom, or the SNES as it's called here. But there is also the Super Nintendo, so let's just see. We start with Super Baseball and Okunen Monogatari. I made that sound like Finnish, but and both of them are featured here, so yeah. And a batch of Super Nintendo games with hacks. Virtual Boy. This is going to be interesting. That's probably transformed into a 2D setting, because this is the first attempt by that I know of by a video game manufacturer and a producer of games with a virtual reality system, which bombed, if I remember correctly. Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Pokemon Mini. Oh, these are individual sort of handheld machines, I guess. Nintendo DS, the 3DO, open bore. Looks like a 16-bit system of some sorts. I believe some of these titles I recognize from the SNES. Castlevania LCD Chronicles. City of Heroes, that's Superman, right? Doom, Ultra Violence, a 2D version of Doom, cool. Double Dragon. I'm gonna have to look into that. Atomic Swave, another arcade system maybe, Sega. An early Sega machine maybe, Sega Master System. The Mega Drive, the Genesis. Mega Drive is, of course, the name we used here in Sweden for the Genesis, but it doesn't look anything like that. It looks like this as well. Sega Genesis Hacks, Game Gear, the portable version. Here's the Mega Drive, right? That's the one I remember. My cool friends had it. The 32X towards the end of the Sega Mega Drive Genesis era, before they went to Sega Saturn. And then Dreamcast was, of course, the last console released by Sega. Sega Naomi, probably their arcade system. The Sharp X68000. I have no idea what that is, but the 68000 is the name of a processor. Look at that. Zootage Hunters. I don't think that's what that game's called, actually. But anyway, the 68000, that's the name of the processor that were in some Macintoshes and also the Amiga 500. Sinclair. Look at the console itself, that keyboard there. Beautiful, a thing of beauty. I've never ever seen one of these, and of course not tried any one of them, but what we're looking at is Zool, I believe. But no Zool game available. It's the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It's like a sort of 8-color system. This has to be sort of a peripheral competitor to the C64, I guess. Neo Geo. Looks like a home system, but Neo Geo also made arcade titles. These are probably their arcade titles. And I mean, we've seen Super Baseball a few times already. Alpha Mission is there again. Art of Fighting will be everywhere. So those 107,000 games, not really true, but still a shitload of games. Neo Geo Pocket, I am not familiar. Barbarian Invaders. Oh, it's a Galaga clone. Not very impressive graphics. Looks almost 8-bitty. Maybe a bigger color spectrum though. Oh, Bomberman. Good stuff. Buster Move featuring Bob from Bubble Bobble. Oh, well, okay. The classic game Bubble Bobble is the ancestor of Puzzle Bobble. Okay. If you say so. Neo Geo Pocket with color. Unlike the other, who was only colorful, I guess so. PlayStation 1. I mean, 655 games. That's gonna take us some time, right? And let's have a look here. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Humanity ill needs a savior such as yourself. PlayStation Portable. I've seen a review somebody whose name I will mention in the comments to this video, because he was the one who convinced me to buy this, but his name escapes me at the moment. Yes, what he said, well, he tried out God of War. Not all of these titles are actual PlayStation Portable games. Some of them are PlayStation Portable minis. Both of the God of War titles for the PSP are there, and he said they didn't perform sort of as good as they do on the real PlayStation Portable, but still playable, enjoyable even. Supervision, your budget Game Boy competitor maybe. And we're back to all of the games. And what I've done now is that I have hooked up a keyboard to the game system, and I want to go play one of my favorite Commodore 64 games, which I'm also hoping is in there because I haven't actually checked. Here we are, C64. There's a ton of games here. Maybe I should use the search function. You see, there, now we're at letter B. There was a ton of games released on the Commodore 64. It was a very popular system. Oh, Cobra, based on the film featuring Sylvester Stallone. I remember I enjoyed that game. Difficult, but oh, something with a lemon tree, right? I wonder which game has the song in it. And I wonder why, I wonder how. Yesterday you told me about the blue, blue sky, and all that I can see is just a yellow lemon tree. Turning my head ups and down, I turn it around, and all that I can see is just a yellow lemon tree. My singing skills aside, let's have a look at Commando. A jolly little take on warfare, with a blue soldier from a top-down perspective running through a jungle with his machine gun and grenades. And the grenades are hordes of Nazis, it says here. Can't have those. Where was I? Yeah, and by pressing the spacebar, you throw grenades. So let's see how this works. Let's choose the European version. Because if I choose the American version, there will be at least a 20% tariff on it. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Load star and 0.8.1. 0.8 means the disk drive, and 0.1 means the first title on it. I believe they were even simulating the disk drive sound. That must be it, right? Oh, a lot of bonus points for nostalgia here. I never owned an actual C64 myself. I borrowed it from friends and played tons of games on it at friends' houses. And Commando is, in my opinion, one of the best Commodore 64 games out there. And one annoying thing about the Commodore that it was that it took forever for the games to load. I had one friend who eventually bought a disk drive, but I never saw him use that. So I've only ever seen the cassette deck where you load your games from a cassette. But I remember the waiting time. That's good emulation there. We really needed that. Come on. Oh, I broke it. Sorry. Let's go back then. That's how good of an emulation. Well, let's just go with the other one then. The sort of oh, straight to the game. And this is probably a hacked version because you get to start choose if you start the game or you do something else. And what kind of a setup do we have here? Oh, let's take a moment to appreciate the soundtrack by Rob Hubbard. I'm just gonna turn this up for your listening pleasure. And let's go. And I'm just gonna start up with throwing a grenade and see if it works. Haha! It works. What? Oh, if I hold my fire... Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry for humiliating myself like that. If I hold my fire button, I can throw... And I can also use the Y button, which... Or I could just hold the fire button for a fraction of a second. This is not impressing so far, actually. I wish I had kept those separate. Come on. Yeah, I freed the prisoner. But there... Bit of a disappointment. Bit of a disappointment with the grenades, actually. Otherwise, the game looks and plays beautifully. I'm using the analog stick on the controller right now, and I think it works out pretty good. I'd rather have stuck with only one only one button for the grenade and a separate button for machine gun. Because if I hold my machine gun button, I will throw grenades instead. So, but luckily, grenades are plenty to go by. I believe this is the end of the stage, and that green fella there means you get tons of money, points I mean, and that little means I got an extra life, I believe. And now I just, damn it, now I just need to survive for long enough for my little soldier to pass through these gates. I honestly love this soundtrack. I believe Rob Hubbard has composed some of the most iconic game music for the Commodore 64. Someday I will play Nemesis the Warlock with you guys. That's also his soundtrack. Excellent game and excellent soundtrack. I believe that's it, right? Game over. And I believe that's a good little tune for the high score as well. Let's type my silly name in here. Petter, like I'm the best friend a dog can have. Oh, and I'm at top of the list. I even beat Chris Hubbard himself. And the dude. Okay. Let's go to Amiga and see if there's... Oh, sorry. An International Karate Plus to be had. There's tons of Amiga games as well. And I'm already making a list in my head of games we need to play just for the music. I'm just gonna use the search function here and go with Imter. That's not correct. Inter. Maybe that's enough. Okay, maybe it's listed as... So no international karate here then. That sucks. Maybe it's listed as... But is it still... If we... Let's reset this. Because it could be listed as IK Plus only. Let's go there the old-fashioned way. Tons of game. Oops, sorry about that. Not appropriate on family TV. There it is! Look at this game. Yeah, simulating the disk drive sound. Look at the old Amiga DOS from the Amiga 500. 1987. And I look at this. This is a very accurate emulation. Yes. Look at that. I believe this is an Atari port, though. Are you still hearing sort of this emulated, simulated disk drive? Oh, there it went away. Okay, this is beauty. And I am white over there, and I got all sorts of tricks up my sleeve. I actually tried the international karate without the plus on the Commodore 64 earlier, and I believe this game controls a lot better. Looks beautiful as well. And I remember playing IK Plus for the first time when I was 9 or 10 maybe, on the Commodore 64, and then later on when I played it on the Atari and the Amiga 500, and you saw that the fighters actually had their belts on, and that they changed color with the belt you got. On the Commodore 64 it said in the upper right corner, I believe, that what belt you had, like, as right now it would say white, in white color, mind you. And then when I oh, look at that headbutt, and when I got the yellow or whatever, it would say yellow in yellow letters. So that's pretty good. And this little mini game was impossible on the Commodore 64. I believe I have beaten it a few times on my Amiga 500 and also on my 1200. But that was a long time ago. Almost 30 years ago. So bear with me as I try my very best not to oh, that's quite nifty anyway. I went out and still got one of the last balls. And whoever made this game, I don't remember which system it was originally made for, but probably the Commodore 64. And he would, I believe he would record gymnastics sessions, like from the Olympics or something, and pause the video and sort of put a paper on the television and draw a few frames of how a backflip like that looked, and then put it into the game. It looks pretty good here on the Amiga, but it also looks very good given the system's limitations on the 64 as well. And I believe this game is also available for lesser systems, I'd say. I need to look into that. I really, really like this game. And this bonus game wasn't available on the C64, I guess for memory reasons. And when I was a kid, during summer holidays, there was usually sort of a morning TV show imported from some exotic land like Holland or America or whatever. And I don't remember the name of the show, but there was this guy who had either an Atari or an Amiga, and this is one of the games that he played. And I remember, oh, look at that, that's International Karate Plus. That's probably the first time I ever saw it with all these colors and how the belts actually had colors and everything. And I remember that minigame with the bombs. I don't remember that, and now I'm out. But I need to get a hold of that TV show if I can see it again, because I didn't watch it till the end, because something happens with his computer. I don't remember if he spills a glass of juice on it or whatever, but the little man, Mr. White here to the left, he comes alive as sort of a miniature figure, which becomes friends with the lead character of the show, who is himself a kid of maybe 8 or 10. It's probably not a very good show, but I need to revisit it. So I made a list with 5 games here. So now we've tried Commando and IK+. Let's go to the MSX systems and try out Can-Do Ninja. This is probably extremely difficult. If I played International Karate in about 30 years ago, this is probably around the same time, maybe even a few more years. I'm 47 now. It's almost 40 years since I played this. So, how do I interact? Maybe I can use the keyboard. If I choose normal play, yeah, one joystick. Will not compute. Not on the keypad, but on the number line. Oh. A traveling scissor got the best of me. Traveling pair of scissors, maybe. Sorry for my... I'm not Englishing very well. Woohoo! This is working like a charm, he said, and jumped straight into the flames. And the thing is, suppose I was around 8 or 9 when I played this the first time. And I'm finding this very, very, very difficult. Okay, so I got both play 1 and play 2. Didn't intend for that, but... I mean, this is very difficult. How did I even manage this as a kid? Is it maybe that we... Oh, damn it, that wasn't enough. I didn't jump long enough to get onto the platform. Haha, how about that? Mad skills, right? Mad skills. Oh, I get to start on the green platform there. Okay, but I need to jump. Oh, that's good enough, okay? And I don't want to engage with you there, Mr. Ninja. Ow! Not fair. Ow! But this, I've been trying to remember this game for... every now and then I would think of this and what's the name of that game? And what's the name of the system I played it on? And for the life of me I couldn't remember. But then all of a sudden I did remember. Oh, it was at Henrik's place, and it was Spectra Video. Oh, look at that. Look at the skills I possess. Okay, what can I do with you then, Mr. Ninja? I can take a sword from you straight to my gut. What do my other buttons do then? Nothing. So I need to outsmart you some other way. I can stand on that platform. Okay, it won't move when I'm on it. Can I? No, I can't. Game over, player 2. And most likely player 1 as well then. Okay, I'm gonna need to go back to this game sometime and don't humiliate myself in public. Let's go with a Nintendo Entertainment System. Should we try the Mortal Kombat? No, I just remember. I'm wondering if there's another game that I never got to play as a kid, which I thought looked incredible. Solar Jetman. You land on different planets, I believe, and you need to find resources and then take off in your little rockety ship. Isn't this beautiful? Is this in sort of another language or something? Well, let's look at this. The best graphics the sort of late 80s, early 90s had to offer, or at least the most popular. And there we have Mr. Jetman. Okay, and I can use sort of a propulsion this way. This is actually extremely cool. So where am I going? And can I fire? Yeah, I can fire. Die. Or at least leave me alone. I'm betting I need to soft land. Oh! Okay, it's not sort of instant death. I need that one. That one's mine. And it fouls up the physics of my ship here. Man, this is actually quite hard. And what happens when I bump into the ground is I lose more fuel. But I can take off, yeah, I can. Ah, take that. Ow! Okay, so now I need to get back to my ship, I guess, and not plunge right into the bullet of a cannon there. Okay, I get to be the ship again. Okay, maybe I could just take care of some of you Burks, let's just call you that. Okay, this should be enough for me to get back to my ship if I don't screw up too badly. I actually tried to find, when I was mainly playing on my Amiga, I tried to use a Nintendo emulator and play this on my Amiga 1200, but I couldn't get it to work. Yes, this screen certainly has words on it, probably praising me for my courageous endeavors and wishing me best Best of luck on my future ones. Let's see, can we go over here maybe? Damn it! And I obviously don't want to get hit by... Ow! Oh look, a diamond. They are like giant jewelry pieces that I'm picking up. Oh, sneaky bastard. I'm almost finished. But that's just my ship there, and I'm no good without a ship, obviously. But what if I return to base? Do I get a new one? Explore. Seems I get a new ship, right? Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, and I have one less ship now? Or did I already have that? For screwing up last time. Oh, look at that. So far, no damage. I wonder how long that will last. Oh. Not too bad, though. Let's see. Here, diamond, 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 diamond. Ah, yes. Got shiny diamonds. I did see sort of a meter there. Crystal Nanave, valor 500. Oops, damn it. Oh, could pass right through my ship at least. Somebody's firing at me, but I can't see them. Somehow they can see me. Okay, so here's where we found... Oh, there... there's the tough bastard. And his backstabbing friends are probably around somewhere. Ah! Get the buttons confused. So this is propulsion and this is fire. Those cannons look like the ones on Mega Man, which open and close as well. Oh. Damn it! Oh. Maybe there's another way to my base. No! Fuel! Okay, but let's get rid of you. But I thought I handled you. I didn't. Damn it. Okay, I respawn here, right? Okay. Thank you. And here's tough as nails. Ball flying spectacle. Are you a portal or what are you? Can I bring you with me? Oh, you're just annoying, aren't you? Could there be anything else this way? Whee! Damn it! Oh. Was I really the most suited person for this mission, Captain? I can't even operate the shuttle. And there's a blue little fellow. And all of a sudden I have a force field. What shenanigans is this? Hey, of course, maybe I need the fuel for my... Because there's a orange meter there that isn't full. Of course, if... God damn it! Oh, look at that. Come on, gravity, work with me. I think I'm gonna lower the volume of the game for a minute. How about that? There's Mr. Annoying. Hole in the wall. And up here we have fuel. Maybe this... of course, I need to bring this back to the hive. Ow. Okay, let's go back and get another shuttle. And how about you leave me and my fuel alone there? I thought that was a soft landing, but the game disagrees. Well, how about that? Gasolinas! Okay, but is that it then? Because we have full tank of gas there. But I still need to explore. So I'd probably have to do something about those portals or whatever they are. There was a blue one over here, right? No longer here. Maybe it will behave differently now that I have ransacked the planet of its natural resources. Yes! Will you look at that? Ah. What have we here? That was probably not supposed to happen that way, because I ported right back, didn't I? Okay, but we get how that works. For how long have we been going? I don't even know where to look. Over 1 hour. Let's take a look at the Super Nintendo, Super Famicom system. How about that? And what do we want to play? Zelda. But let's play something you can just pick up and put down, like Street Fighter 2 maybe. I need to... you got Turrican here, Super Turrican. I've played Turrican on the Amiga, and I need to take a look at them because of the music alone. Super Street Fighter 2. This is the original, I guess. I don't think the preview picture was correct, because I don't remember Ken having a blue G and Ryu, I don't believe he has an orange ski in the original game. No, I don't think this is the original game, actually. Was it called Super Street Fighter 2, or was it called just Street Fighter 2? I don't even remember. Anyways, Let's try it. Super battle. Yes, the only kind of battle I engage in. Oh no, this is not the original because you got Fei Long, a very Bruce Lee-like character, and DJ. I remember DJ. He has got his castanets right. But I enjoy playing with Ryu, and it goes straight to blue headband and orange G. And Ken looks like he is the lead singer of an 80s glam band. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so what kind of a mapping are we working with here? Is there any way I can see that? Okay, I'll just... Come on, Ken, we're supposed to be semi-best friend. That's why I hit you in the junk there. Oh. Of course, I misremembered. The Super Nintendo only has 2 shoulder buttons, and I was working with these babies. It's the left and right number 1 we need to work with for the heavy attacks. That's what I'm talking about. Serves you right. This game, it was one of the best when I first played them. I really enjoyed them. And I liked Ken and Ryu because of their fighting style. But I think I have actually beaten the game with pretty much every character on at least a level of difficulty that allows you to see a sort of post-game animation with a little story to it. I think you need to be at least on difficulty level 4 for that. You must defeat my Dragon Punch to stand a chance. Okay, but how about we end it right there for tonight, guys? I really enjoyed playing these games, and like I said, oh, listen to that. What game is that? Da 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 da. Oh, that's Russian Attack from the NES. Green Beret in certain areas, and I believe it was Green Beret on the Commodore 64. But it was late 80s, early 90s, somewhere. It was released on the Nintendo as Russian Attack, as in run and stab people, pretty much. But if you pronounce it as Russian Attack, it means Ruski Atakia. Incidentally, very appropriate these days, don't you think? Yes, Putin, we're all looking at you. But politics aside, I really enjoyed playing on this system, and I'd say the controllers that comes with the system, fair enough, I haven't tried it out on a game that needs precision with sort of an analog stick so far, but it really does do the work. I have another sort of Xbox Series S or X rip-off controller, which I am going to try out as well. I think that's a bit more of got a bit more of a weight to it, and then the response from the buttons I feel might be a little better. But mind you, that controller is also a bit more expensive. So for $103 or $4, equivalent to 1,048 Swedish crowns, I got the system, 2 controllers, and a remote control for the app functionality of it, and 107,000 games. So I have no complaints about these babies, really. I think the games played well. I didn't really like the setup with the buttons playing Commando 64 for the Commodore 64. I will have to look into that if I can remap it somehow if I can separate the machine gun from the grenade, I'll be as happy as ever. With that, I will probably make more videos playing these different games, exploring them together with you guys if you're up to it. And if anybody of you is watching, you did see the systems that were included. If you have a favorite game from any of these systems and you want me to play them, please let me know in the comments. And till next time, I say take care of yourself, be well, and ta-ta!